Hello, my name is Brianna McCullough. I am an infrastructure engineer at Target headquarters, founder of BreLimitless.com. You can find me all over under BreLimitless under all social handles. So today we're going to talk about how to automate all the things. But before we get into that, I have a disclaimer. Automation in AI is about how the world has been. It picks up on status quo trends. And when I say things like that, I mean like you can't program robots in order to think a different way than humans. The same people who are automating those robots are the people who we trust to make big decisions. And before we get into the process of automation, we should understand that we need to automate to represent the greater community. As engineers, that is our job. So let's talk about what can be automated. These slides, which I have no control over, they change every 15 seconds. Auto payments, which I forget when I check my bank account, are coming out. Autofill, service calls, e-commerce, monitoring. So some of the pros of automation are improved organization. We give our engineers time to think, be creative, and we get a chance to automate all the treacherous tasks that we don't want to do on an everyday basis. And some of the costs are implementation. So let's talk about the scope. One of the most important parts of the scope is the coding aspect, picking your tools, which is something I'm going to get into a little bit later. The analysis and the monitoring of whatever you implemented. So first things first, who is going to benefit from this? When we automate a system, we need to think about our users. Who's going to benefit from this? How is this going to save someone time and money? And how is this going to save the company time and money, which is the most important thing? Second, what kind of tools and talent do I need? Am I using Chef? Am I using Puppet? Am I using Ansible, which I am personally biased to? Am I using Salt? Do I need developers, and what kind of process should we use? So some of the metrics between Chef, Puppet, Ansible, and SaltStack are availability, ease of setup, management. Now, Ansible is very highly scalable, and operability, which is high for Ansible, which, again, I am biased with. And as you can see, my choice is Ansible. I have a huge learning curve. Ansible is one of the greatest things that I learned in a short amount of time. Chef, I still feel like I go to work every day, and I'm still learning. So I decided to come up with third. Come up with a plan. You need a test plan. You need a design plan. You need test case scenarios. How are my users going to benefit from this? How can I ask questions that lead me to my answer so that my users can take quizzes on that? And the most fun part that I enjoy, automation. Code. Pick a language. If you're using Ansible, you're going to need Python. If you're using Chef, you're going to need Ruby. Those are the things that lay under those deployment of applications. And after you get done automating, you need to do an analysis. After that deployment, the results are the most important part. So let's go back to the original questions. Who is using this? How can they use it? Did it make the company better? Did your automation work in a way that you expected? Limit your chances of breaking things, but understand that if your automation fails, it's still a learning opportunity, which is something that I'm learning every day. If your automation fails, it didn't work the way you expected it to, understand your engineers have the opportunity to learn from that. And when you move forward, do yourself a favor and do a systems analysis. We set up monitoring for every system at Target that we deploy. Monitor the system. Build your analysis report and understand that that is what's going to improve your automation. Being able to test and improve and iterate is one of the most important parts of development. And it's one of the most important parts of Agile. Fail fast, fail quickly, and then recover. And that's the best way of iteration. After that, you need to communicate. Be able to talk to your team members. Tell them that it's okay to start small. If you start big and your project fails, go back to the drawing board. How can we get better? How can we ask the right questions next time? How are we able to, as a team, go back to the drawing board and figure out what is going to make our business better? And then, going back to my original point, automate for good. Do not automate for evil. Build diverse teams so that your automation represents everyone in the crowd. Do your automation so that it represents a community that is very effective. And always, always, always remember that everybody that you're automating for does not look like you. You need to make sure that you are building a community and a team that is going to be representative of all the people that live in not just the U.S., but everywhere around the world. My name is Brianna McCullough. I'm an infrastructure engineer at Target headquarters. Thank you.